Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharusibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. Om Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Bhishage Bhavarogina Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sadashivasamarambham Vyasashankaramidhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayana Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram. Om Shri Parabrahmane Namaha. Shruti Matre Namaha. समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः. समस्त गुरूणां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातुः परमात्मनः कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातन धर्म वैदिक संस्कृते विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थम विश्वशांति कल्याणार्थम समस्त साधक भक्त सेवक उपासकानां विघ्न निवारण समस्त शक्ति सामर्थ्य अवाप्त्यर्थम श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः पारायणं तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. आदौ पारायणम्. Let us continue chanting of our Shwethaswatara Upanishad. Today it will be 5th chapter. We can do 5th completely. Yeah, that should be enough. Tomorrow it will be over. Om Atha Upanishadah Parayणam Shwethaswatara Upanishad Shanti Mantraha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. ओम अथ पंचमोऽध्यायः. ओम द्वे अक्षरे ब्रह्म परे त्वनन्ते विद्या विद्ये निहिते यत्र गूढे क्षरं त्वविद्या हि अमृतं तु विद्या विद्या विद्ये ईशते यस्तु सोऽन्यः यो योनिं योनिमधितिष्ठत्येकः विश्वानि रूपाणि योनिश्च सर्वाः ऋषिं प्रसूतं कपिलं यस्तमग्रे ज्ञानैर्बिभर्ति जायमानं च पश्येत् एकैकं जालं बहुधा विकुर्वन् अस्मिन् क्षेत्रे संहरत्येष देवः भूयः सृष्ट्वा यतयस्तथेशः सर्वाधिपत्यं कुरुते महात्मा सर्वादिश ऊर्ध्वमदश्च तिर्यक प्रकाशयन् भ्राजते यद्वनड्वान् एवं स देवो भगवान् वरेण्यः योनिस्वभावान् अधितिष्ठत्येकः यच्च स्वभावं पचति विश्वयोनिः पाच्यांश्च सर्वान् परिणामयेत् यः सर्वमेतत् विश्वमधितिष्ठत्येकः गुणांश्च सर्वान् विनियोजयेत् यः तद्वेद गुह्योपनिषत्सु गूढं तद्ब्रह्मा वेदते ब्रह्मयोनिं ये पूर्वं देवा ऋषयश्च तद्विदुः ते तन्मया अमृता वै बभूवुः गुणान्वयो यः फलकर्मकर्ता कृतस्य तस्यैव स चोपभोक्ता स विश्वरूपस्त्रिगुणस्त्रिवर्त्मा प्राणाधिपः संचरति स्वकर्मभिः अङ्गुष्ठमात्रो रवितुल्यरूपः सङ्कल्पाहङ्कारसमन्वितो यः बुद्धेर्गुणेनात्मगुणेन चैव आराग्रमात्रो हि अपरोऽपि दृष्टः बालाग्रशतभागस्य शतधा कल्पितस्य च भागो जीवः सविज्ञेयः स चानन्त्याय कल्पते नैव स्त्री न पुमानेश न चैवायं न पुंसकः यद्यच्छरीरमादत्ते तेन तेन स रक्ष्यते सङ्कल्पनस्पर्शनदृष्टिमोहैः ग्रासाम्बुवृष्ट्यात्मविवृद्धिजन्म कर्मानुगान्यनुक्रमेण देहि स्थानेषु रूपाण्यभिसम्प्रपद्यते स्थूलानि सूक्ष्माणि बहूनि चैव रूपाणि देहि स्वगुणैर्वृणोति क्रियागुणैरात्मगुणैश्च तेषां संयोगहेतुरपरोऽपि दृष्टः अनाद्यनन्तं कलिलस्य मध्ये विश्वस्य स्रष्टारमनेकरूपं विश्वस्यैकं परिवेष्टितारं ज्ञात्वा देवं मुच्यते सर्वपाशैः भावग्राह्यमनीडाख्यं भावाभावकरं शिवं कलासर्गकरं देवं ये विदुस्ते जहुस्तनुम् ओम शांति शांति शांति. Every day keep doing some parayanam of Upanishad mantras. It will help a lot in our invoking grace of Shruti Mata Rishi Parampara for easier, quicker understanding of the self as well as sadhana and unfoldment. Do that with Shraddha, rest is taken care. ओम अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवीन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ प्रथमोऽनुवाकः ॐ ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति परं तदेशाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म यो वेद निहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन् सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् कामान् सः ब्रह्मणा सर्वान् कामान् सः ब्रह्मणा विपश्चितेति तस्माद्वा एतस्मादात्मन आकाश सम्भूतः आकाशाद्वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरापः अद्भ्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या ओषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषोऽन्नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयं दक्षिणपक्षः अयमुत्तरपक्षः अयमात्मा इदं पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति. What we are doing every day by invoking the grace of Guru Parampara, Shruti Mata, Brahma Tattva and our Ishta Devata, and coming to the class with the regular daily same innocent mind, at the same time the inquisitive intellect, with the faith that in the Shastras there is something substantial is there for us to know, practice and reach out. May we all pray to the God Guru Parampara that this innocence, this inquisitiveness, this Shraddha regularly to study Shastra is kept intact. So too may the Lord bless us to live our life in such a wonderful manner with full maturity of knowing exactly what to do and seeing the result of all those doings only in one, and that is our antakarana is becoming day by day more and more calm and quiet and concentrated and pure and subtle. In this way, let the outer vyavahara complement our inner spiritual sadhana. Let the spiritual sadhana and the spiritual understandings complement the outer vyavahara by avoiding the complications. In this way, throughout the day, we are the Adhyatmika sadhakas. Either we are contemplating on the ultimate truth, or we are studying the Shastra, or we are listening to Shastra, or we are doing some upasanas by which our upadhis are protected, purified, etc. If not, we are in the world doing our due job. Anything other than is adding to the problems only, not going to help in any way. Having said so, now we are into the study of this Taittiriya Upanishad. First Valli taught us all the upasanas. Now we are into the second Valli. The second Valli is teaching to us the Brahma Vidya. In this, the Sambandha Bhashyam, so beautiful, so important, so exhaustive, we have seen. Thereafter, the Prathamaha Anuvaka we took up. In the Prathama Anuvaka, the first sentence is exhaustively explained by Bhashyakara Bhagavan Adi Shankara. We tried to understand. He told us that this is the Sutra Vakya for the entire Valli. So, Brahmavidapnoti param iti vakyam sutrabhutam sarvasya valli arthasya. We have to keep it in mind that the entire Valli's sutra is this one, and this Brahmavidapnoti param in the Vyasa Rupa explained are the other mantras of this second Valli. And in that, the Purvapakshi will come ask lot of questions. Guru, the Siddhanti will keep on answering. Thus, the Brahma, Brahmavit, Brahmavidapnoti and Param, in which what is to be done and what is gained. These two are told that will be realized by the end of this Valli. So the literal meaning appears to be simple, direct. Brahmavid param apnoti. But what is Brahma? What is the Brahma Vedanam? And what is the Varam? What is the apnoti of the param? Clear? These have to be exhaustively, deeply, in a contemplative mood, we have to understand. Luckily, in the beginning only, the Param Brahma word Uruddhatama, it is explained to us. Then the Param is Niratishayam, that also little touched, some more has to be explained. Brahmavid is the knower of Brahman, that is understood. And Apnoti word, the Purva Pakshi had the doubt, Maharaj, Guru, Siddhanti has explained. And that Apnoti is not like the Apti of a Vastu, which is Anatma, which is Parichinna. So a Parichinna Vyakti obtains another Parichinna Vastu, which is Anatma to him. So here the Vishaya Vastu is Parabrahma. Parabrahma is not a Parichinna and it is neither the Anatma. Then how the Apti word is used here? Bhagavan explained it beautifully that always Parabrahma is there as our own Anatma, our own Atma, the self. And it is never limited by anything, never Parichinna. Yet the difference because of which the prapti and aprapti discussed is darshana and adarshana. So the adarshana is equal to aprapti. Darshanam is equal to prapti. Therefore, Brahma darshanam is Brahma prapti. How come that Brahma already is there, yet its darshana is not happening? Because our drushti is somewhere else. Our tadatma is somewhere else. Our chitta asakti is somewhere else. Therefore, we are getting lost in that asakti of the chitta as well as the involvement, in which we got the atma tadatmya with anatma. We are getting flown in that. And we are not even becoming aware that there is a chance for me that I am somebody other than this anatma or the panchakosha. That much we are worldly, like all those 10 of them looking at the other 9 only and never ever even thinking about themselves that they can be the 10th one. Their drishti is not even turned towards them. That much busy they were in counting them only. One, two, three, four, nine. Then three, beach may say one, two. They are going on jugglery doing there only, but they were not able to focus on themselves who are counting those 10. In the same way, we are so much taking the anatma as the atma, the panchakoshas, and with that identity, all our struggle is in the outer world only to find the happiness or peace. They want to find happiness and peace in the counting of those 9 only by finding the 10. Their happiness depends on, their peace depends on when they find the 10th. But how much ever they try to find in the 9 outside, neither they will find the 10th, nor their search will end, nor will they become happy and peaceful. But this they will never understand because their drushti is so much outside, and this for their misfortune, all the 9 are of same category, same level of extrovertness, anatma tadatmya, and ignorant people. Everybody is habitually looking outside only. All the 9, 10 of them. उसमें एक बंदा थोड़ा intelligent होता तो he would have told, यार, let us think about our own self. So we are the 10th. So the entire world which we see in the world around, other than the gurus, all of them are in the anatma as the atma tadatmya. Their asakti is in the worldliness only. They will search for happiness and satisfaction only in finding something in the outside world which is missing. All of us are searching for something which is missing, and it is never ending that search. Because what is that missing is nothing other than us. Therefore, kenachit darshita. See, some guru who knows all the 10, he'll have to show. And what is the two things he does? He makes us withdraw our attention from the 9 and he makes us focus our attention on himself. The moment the attention is focused on himself by each of the person, that is Guru only does that much. But having focused the attention, discovering the tenth, knowing the tenth to be one's own self, and thus coming out of the ignorance and getting to that peace, happiness is everybody's job. As the guidance given by the Guru, when they focus attention on themselves, then they found the last person, LOST. But what is finding there? Never he was lost, he was ever there. And not only the 10th person was ever there, it is yourself only. See that examples, depth and details and clarity. जिसको खोकर तुम दुखी हो रहे हो वो तुम ही हो. Guru only indicates. In the same way, there the 10th person, somebody, some well-wisher indicated. In our case, our Guru and the Shastras indicate to us that what you are searching outside for peace and happiness is not only inside you, but it is you. Therefore, Atma Darshana is equal to Atma Prapti, or Brahma Darshanam is equal to Brahma Prapti. So, the Shruti Guru are indicating to the already existing Brahman. We, following them, have to discover our existing Brahman. This way, through the Jnana or Darshana, it is a Prapti of that which is already Prapta, but appearing to be Aprapta because of the avidya, followed by the anatma tadatmya, and drushti is extroverted. Now, in this clear analysis about spiritual sadhana, we are given so many clarities. As long as drushti is bahirmukha, we will never be restful or peaceful. We will always be in the anatma, tadatma, and struggle. Only when we focus our attention on ourselves and discover our own inner self, Atma Darshanam, that all the struggles end of becoming Purna or becoming Ananta or becoming Ananda. This is what Upanishad's main guidance. There is no other way. So Atma Avidya is replaced, removed by Atma Vidya. When the Atma Vidya removes Avidya, then Avidya Janita Anatma Tadatmya and all the outer involvements giving us bondage, they will go away. Then this Atma Vidya also goes away. What remains is Atma Anubhuti. Vidya is intellectual knowledge. It will remove the intellectual wrong notions. The two wrong notions are I am not Brahman and I am Panchakosha. That's what said. No, I am not other than the Panchakosha. That is how we are strongly in that mood only. We don't utter it through mouth, but throughout the day, if we observe from morning till night, every thought, every word, every action which springs out of us is with the full clarity that I am either Annamaya or Pranamaya or Manomaya or Vijnanamaya or Anandamaya. Some of these five only we jump from one kosha to the other kosha tadatmyam and living the life accordingly. We never even get an idea or a thought that we are somebody other than that. This going on happening for many lives. And in every life, with limited panchakoshas, trying to get the unlimited happiness, we are always getting disappointed only. And thus, none of the worldly people or worldly person can claim to be infinitely happy, eternally happy, and endlessly happy. Nobody in the world, because they are searching the infinite in the finite world. How can it come? The infinite is their own inner self. So, unless continuously we listen to the Guru, the Shruti Mata, and the examples and the logics, and develop that vision to become introverted and clearly understand the Atma Tattva first intellectually, then on the Dhyana Abhyasa, really we reach to the Atma Anubhuti, there's a Mukti. The entire Upanishadic literature with Bhashya is for this purpose only, to make us introverted from extroverted, to make us clearly understand intellectually, first of all, what is the self or the Brahman or Atma inside, and to reach to that, how the deep dhyana, the sadhana we have to do. And once I discover myself to be other than the Panchakoshas, and I discover myself to be the infinite, all pervading Shuddha Atma Tattva, then as that infinite Atma Tattva, I am in that infinite, eternal, endless bliss. My journey, that's how comes to conclusion there. Not as easy as it is said. It all depends on how strong is our identity with the Panchakosa Jiva, how strong are our vasanas, how much extroverted we are, and how much we made our day busy in our only outer activities. All on all these things, our inner spiritual journey depends. That's why totally when we surrender to the Guru with single question, let me have the Shreyas, let me have the ultimate. Then I am ready for whatever you tell me to do for doing that. Like yesterday we saw Uddhavji, Namostute Mahayogin Prapannam Anushadhimam Yatha Tvacharanam Bhoje Ratihi Syat Anapayini. May reach to you for that. What sadhana to be done? Hey Mahayogin, I am prapanna to you, Anushadhi. Now try to catch the intellect of Uddhavji, maturity of Uddhavji, heart of Uddhavji. He has none of any thoughts, imaginations, projections of his own to guide his activities outside. He just does exactly what Krishna tells. And Krishna Bhagavan tells only those sadhanas to be done by which Uddhavaji effortlessly goes beyond his own inner panchakoshas to reach the innermost self. It is as simple as that, but we make it complicated mainly because of our own ashraddha in what Guru says, and we have our own mana buddhi to which we are a slave from many lives. We prefer to listen to our own mana buddhi, not to the guidance of Guru and Shastra. Reasons are many: the power of vasana, power of habits, power of attractions, power of still taking the world as real, power of still getting the pleasures in the world, not thinking that these pleasures are only at sense level. There are some deeper, higher, greater, beautiful happinesses are there. इसका ख्याल नहीं है हमको. इन सब कारणों के कारण we are still in the बहिर्मुखता. But then one thing, ki I will listen to my guru and do whatever he says. I'll study Shastra and do whatever Shastra Shruti Mata says. If this type of commitments are there and practically those commitments are practiced, while doing so, whatever the mana indriyas are saying, we are not listening to them. In this way, for a long time when we travel, then we will be becoming, first of all, withdrawn from the habitual outwardness because of the promptings of vasana, senses, and mana. Thereafter, slowly we really start understanding the inner world, the inner conscious self, inner substratum. It will happen. Never leave the guru, never leave the study, and increase the jignasa, increase the desire that what is that self? I must achieve it only. दिस इज द अल्टीमेट. वो जो आत्म वस्तु बता रहे उसको मैं पाकर रहूंगा. पहली बात ये वाला अगर दृढ़ है देन ऑल एल्स फॉल्स इन राइट प्लेस. है कि नहीं दिस आत्मा? पता शायद होगा नहीं, नहीं तो इतने करोड़ों लोग उसके पीछे क्यों नहीं भाग रहे और किसी के लिए भाग रहे. Therefore, take the majority as an example. Therefore, I think self may not be there. Maybe 10, 20, some people might be thinking of the self, but they are also not right. But the majority is right. Therefore, there is nothing like self. The world alone is real. Into this mood, we should never fall. In that case, our Shraddha, our committed efforts will not be there toward the Paramatma. है Paramatma, Shastra झूठ नहीं बोलता, Guru never lies. And that experience really gives liberation because it is said in Shastra, I have faith in, therefore, I have faith in that, I will try to achieve it. I want to achieve it. This thought, when again and again we entertain, I must experience the self within me and all pervading Brahman. That is the one which answers to all extroverted either questions or temptations, etc. If this is not strong, again and again we become vikshipta From here we go again. From here we बार बार इस दुनियादारी में फंसते रहते हैं. But the one who decides, my only goal now is to know the self and get liberated, distractions will reduce. To that extent, he can try to be introverted, and walking, he becomes introverted. He will really knows, first, I am not the Upadhi, Dehadi, I am the Jiva, and Jiva also, this is how is manifested. In fact, even the Jiva Bhava also is unreal. What is the real pure self? All these things will be revealed for the one who is continuously introverted all the time. Clear? Now, what we have to study is the second sentence. That is, Tadeshabhyukta Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So, Tad Esha Abhyukta. Tad means Tad Brahmana Lakshana Kathana Artham Esha, this Rucha Rugveda Abhyukta. This Rugveda mantra is quoted in the context of the first sentence in which Brahma should be known. When the Brahma is known, Brahmavita apnoti, obtains Param, the Supreme. So, when the one who knows Brahman, he obtains Supreme, when it is told, it is not a complete thing. Obtained knows the obtains the Supreme. Knows obtains Supreme is understood. Known obtains the Supreme. But what is that Brahma is not explained. Therefore, to explain that Brahma only, the Rigveda mantra is quoted. So, what is second mantra? It is the Lakshana indicating of the Brahman, the Prapti of which gives us the Param Shreyasa. This is one thing. Now, in the study of the second onwards, the lines, not only of the Prathama Anuvaka, but all the Anuvakas, we have to keep three very, very important things in our mind. Those three things here, Bhagavan Adi Shankaraji has explained as the Sambandha Bhashya or the Avatarika for the second sentence in which the Brahma Lakshana is told. Very, 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 very subtle but crucial but important are these things to be clearly known or understood. We tried to explain it yesterday, day before, but in yesterday's day we were in the mood of Gita and also other things. So we went through that, browsed through that, but thoroughly we didn't get the digestion of it or understanding of it. So we'll just spend some time here to discuss. So I'll again read the Bhashyam and try to explain every sentence. And I know you are so sincere, you will tune 100% pakka to catch every sentence. Okay. Now the first thing, Brahmavid apnoti param iti vakyam. This is a sentence. First mantra. What it is? Sutra bhutam. It is a sutra. For what? Sarvasya valli arthasya. In the entire Valli, whatever the mantras are given, what are the explanations are going to be given, for all of that, the sutra is this. So that is a Vyasa Paddhati, this is a Sutra Paddhati. So expansion of this only, all that. What it means, therefore, the entire Valli when you understand, then only you will understand it. Don't immediately jump into the conclusion by saying that मैं सब कुछ समझ गया हूँ. So the sutra is understood when it is explained. So the whole Valli is going to be explained. But for that, this is the Sutra Vakya. Yeah? This is a basic sentence explaining which the entire Valli works. Sutra Bhutam Sarvasya Valli Arthasya iti Vakyam. One first line is understood. Brahmavidapnoti Paramiti Vakyam Sutra Bhutam Sarvasya Valli Arthasya. Done. Now, in this sentence, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, from where this Prathama Vakya, which is Sutra, its explanation begins. In all that, what are the three things we have to keep in mind? Or what is the theme that is conveyed? Or what is the purpose is achieved through them? Or what is the purpose to be aimed at for achieving? And it is depending on the first mantra only. ब्रह्मवित आपनोति एंड परम, उसी के आधार पर तीन चीजें बता रहे. सो द फर्स्ट थिंग इज व्हाट So simple it is. No Brahman, you will achieve Brahman is said. But that Brahman is not explained. Is it not? Therefore, what is done in this first line and the entire Valli, Brahman is explained to us. Now, whenever you explain anything, you have to explain it with its lakshanas. Therefore, Brahma lakshanas are explained. Now Brahma prapti is a paraprapti, not the aparaprapti. Then in this world, other than Brahma prapti, any other prapti when we have, that is not paraprapti. If that is paraprapti, why should we come for Brahma and paraprapti? If that para is obtained by anything else. If the para, supreme, is attained by anything else, we will do that only. Why should we struggle to do the Brahma Prapti? That means what? Only through Brahma Prapti, the para Prapti happens, we have to understand. First point. Second, then, therefore, that Brahman whose Prapti gives Param, can he have the same lakshanas of the other things whose Prapti will not give the Para? It should be of different lakshanas. Therefore, right from beginning only we are trained to understand that the lakshanas of the Brahman belong only to the Brahman. The lakshanas of Brahman are not in anything other than the Brahma. Anything other than the Brahma is at individual level, the Pancha Upadhi, at the total level, the Nama Rupaka, entire Brahmanda or Vishwa. That is called as Sarvato Vyavrutta Vishesha Lakshana. Sarvataha means in and through the entire thing which you see other than Brahman, the Lakshanas of Brahman you don't find in them. Equally true that the Brahmans, the Lakshanas of those things also are not in the Brahma. If the Lakshanas of that are in Brahma, as much they don't give the Para, Brahma also will not give the Para. मतलब इसमें जो मिलता है उसमें नहीं मिलेगा, उसमें जो है इसमें नहीं है, देयरफॉर इसके लक्षण उसके लक्षण पूरा ऑपोजिट होना है. This is paraprapti, that is aparaprapti. If the lakshanas of paraprapti are already there in that, we will pursue that only. Why come here? And then, if the lakshanas of those other things of the world are there in the para, in the Brahma, then the Brahma prapti will not be the para prapti, because वहाँ जो लक्षण वाला है उससे पर नहीं मिल रहा, तो यहाँ भी ब्रह्म नहीं से पर नहीं मिलेगा. Therefore, this entire pursuit is wasted. Pursuit is waste. Therefore, first thing is what? Sarvato vyavurta lakshana abhidhanena sarupa nirdharanaya. So the Brahma Swarupa Nirdharana is happening. Brahma Swarupa Nirdharana is explained. Abhidhana means explanation. While explaining the Brahma Swarupa Nirdharana ke time, the Lakshanas which are told in Brahma, of Brahman, are not found in anything else. So don't overlap this into that, that into this. So while listening to this, what should the thought come to us in our heart very strongly? The Lakshana of the Brahma are absolutely opposite and other than the Lakshana of everything other than Brahman. And these Lakshanas are not there in that, those are not in this. So they're totally of the different. Then only subsequently to reach to this Lakshana Yukta Brahma, we will be ready to give up or sacrifice all other things. नहीं तो हम उसको पकड़ेंगे जो ये थोड़ा भी नहीं मिलेगा. Like the Lakshana of the Nidra and Lakshana of the Jagrata are different. If you continue to be in that Lakshana of the Swapna, we will be in the Swapna only. We can never come to Jagrata Avastha in that way. So first thing is this one. Simple language mein Brahma Lakshanas are not there in anything else other than Brahman. And the Lakshanas of anything other than Brahman, they are not there in Brahma. Therefore, Sarvato Vyavrutta Visheshana Lakshana. लक्षण है, ये लक्षण विशेषण है or Sarvato Vyavruta means opposite of, not present in. Sarvato Vyavruta और कहीं भी नहीं है इसका अर्थ. First thing. Now the second one is beautiful it is. What is this? देखो पढ़ते हैं हम, भाष्य पढ़ते हुए एक्सप्लेन करेंगे. अविशेषेण मतलब फर्स्ट while saying Brahma vidapnoti param, if you obtain Brahman, you will obtain the ultimate is said. But is there any Visheshana of the Brahman told? No. So, Avisheshena, which was told. But Ukta Vedanasya, but told that you must know it also. Because if you want to achieve the Param, that is achieved only through Brahma Vedanam. Therefore, Brahma का वेदन करना है, ब्रह्म वेद्य वस्तु है. सो विशेषण नहीं बताया लेकिन जरूर जानो कहा. अविशेषेण उक्तम but ukta vedanam means you must know that is what is told about Brahman. Then of that Brahman whose lakshanas or visheshanas are not told, but that Brahman which is told to be known. Of that Brahman, vakshamana lakshanasya, whose lakshanas will be told in the second line, visheshena. What is the visheshana of this Brahman which really gives us param when we know it is? Listen to this sentence. Pratyagatmataya ananya rupena vigneyatvaya. Means what? Ki this lakshana yukta Brahma which will be explained should be discovered as ananya from us as well as pratyagatma. Means what? Not anya and pratyagatma. देखो, the panchakoshas also are other than the entire world. My panchakoshas are me only. Therefore, ananyata is achieved in that. But then pratyagatmata is not achieved in the panchakoshas because beyond the panchakoshas there is another innermost self. Therefore, the Brahman which we are going to talk, if it has to give us the param, then it should be discovered as ananya, other than me, and pratyagatma, the innermost self. Keep this in mind. If these things are not kept in mind in our discussion, there will be always chance for more and more doubts or distractions. Therefore, what is the subject being discussed? The elaboration of the first line. What is the first line? Sutra Vakya Brahma Vidapnoti. But in that Brahma whose Prapti gives Param, is it described? Not described. Therefore, what is the whole chapter is doing? Explaining about this Brahman. Then is this Lakshanas of Brahma found in everything, anything else? Should not be. Then why? Because then only the Paraprapti can be guaranteed. Clear about it? If other things are not giving Param, those Lakshanas are there in Brahma, Brahma also will not give Param. If the Brahma Lakshanas are giving Param are there in the other things, why an extra effort to do the Brahma Vidya? Udhar se ya Param mil jayega humko. Therefore, the Lakshanas are different. Second is what? When the Lakshanas of Brahman are told, be attentive, that Brahman of these Lakshanas should be discovered as Pratyagatma and should be discovered as Ananya Paramas. Means what? Like any of the other knowledges we gain the knowledge of all things as something other than me. Is it not? So, any knowledge is known by me, I am the knower, the knowledge of the world or the objects are known. But in this way, knowing Brahman is not knowing, like that 10th man. He found the 10th person as Ananya and Pratyagatma. He is none other than me and it is me only. Then only he got the peace and he got the param, the happiness. In the same way, don't try to understand the Brahman objectively as you understand every other object. Don't try to know the Brahman like we know everything as something other than us. So here, the Lakshana Yukta Brahma or Brahma whose Lakshanas are told is nowhere outside. Don't get stagnant at the intellectual understanding level. That Lakshana Yukta Brahman is your own Pratyagatma. You are that actually. You are not the Panchakosha. That is the goal the Upanishad is having in his mind in explaining to us the Prathama sentence in the entire Valli. This is the second thing. So, avisheshena uktavedasya vakshamana lakshanasya brahmanaha pratyagatmataya ananya rupena vigneyatva. So, this is what the effort of Shruti Mata and Bhagavan Shankara are going to be. Same should be our effort. Right from beginning, prepare. This conditioning our mind while studying is so essential to avoid so many doubts and distractions, etc. in future. सो इस ब्रह्म को हम प्रत्यगात्म रूप में ही जानने का प्रयास करना है. अनात्म रूप से जानोगे तो इंटेलेक्चुअल में समझ में आएगा, अनुभूति विल नॉट कम, देन द पर which is guaranteed the moksha, it will not come to us. Then don't say, I studied all the Upanishad, I understood Brahman, still I am not feeling the liberation. That means what? You have understood Brahman intellectually like any other thing as anatma. Then only you won't get moksha. It is to be experienced as yourself. Pratyagatmataya ananya rupena. Pratyagatmataya ananya rupena. That Brahman has to be known, of which the Lakshanas are being spoken right now. Next. हो गया दो बातें. Now the third is very, very essential. What is that? कि ब्रह्म विद्या फलम च. What is the ब्रह्म विद्या फलम? पर प्राप्ति. Because ब्रह्मविद आपनोति परम. सूत्र वाक्य बार बार याद रखना. So ब्रह्म विद्या फलम च is what कि ब्रह्मविदः यत् परप्राप्ति लक्षणम उक्तम. See, if there is no phala, why should we pursue? They were in the beginning only. Shruti Mata told us the phala. And that phala, the word used for it is really very attractive, very interesting. Ki paramapnoti. Supreme most is attained, beyond which there is nothing, if one knows Brahman. So Brahma Vidya Phalam, ब्रह्मविदः यत् परप्राप्ति लक्षणम उक्तम. ब्रह्मविद पर को प्राप्त करता है, जो बताया ना, वो कैसा हमको समझना चाहिए शुरू से. Now see, this sentence is very essential. Don't get distracted, just be attentive. Here Bhagavan Shankara is trying to say that in this way when you know Brahman, then only the phala which is assured that you will get the param is obtained, not otherwise. What is that? Ki paraprakti lakshana uktam tat sarvatma bhavaha. Not only you discover that Brahman with those lakshanas as your own pratyagatma, not only as your own pratyagatma, not only ananya with you, but also sarvatma bhavaha. अदरवाइज क्या होगा? मैं तो ब्रह्म बन गया, बट मेरे को दूसरों के बारे में डाउट है. व्हाट आर दे? आई डोंट नो. वो लोग तो अब ब्रह्म नहीं है. दिस कंफ्यूजन रिमेन्स. इट इज नॉट करेक्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट इट मीन्स. देयरफॉर सर्वात्म भाव. Then only I, being the self of all, infinitely I will be blissful. Then only the paraprapti is justified. Sarvatma bhava. Then be attentive. I am the self of all. Without me, there is nothing existing. As the all-pervading self, I am permeating everything. Because of I am permeating everything, there is nothing other than me. Therefore, because there is nothing other than me, be attentive. There is nothing to trouble me, nor I am incomplete to gain something. See, these are the two causes for all samsara. What are the two causes for samsara? One, there is something other than me which is troubling me. Second is what? I am not complete or infinite. I am incomplete, not infinite, and I am finite, and there is something other than me which is troubling me. Troubling because I like it or dislike it. When I like it doesn't come to me. When I dislike it doesn't go away. जो भी हो, अबे हजारों है इसके बाद, वो आप फिर समझ लेना. So the two reasons for samsara are I am incomplete, there is something other than. Now when I become samsara sarva atma, when I discover myself to be that Brahman which is the self of all, then is that incompleteness still remaining? No, I became complete. And also, is there anything other than me existing? Because I discovered Sarvaka Atma. Atma means the essence of everything. So there is nothing other than me and I am not limited. When these two are achieved, obviously this the samsara called as struggle to achieve anything is no more there. There are only two things we struggle for. One, I want to complete myself. Second, for that thing, whatever I imagine, I try to do that. And in that imagination, only two things are there. Either I have to get this or I have to get rid of this. You need not get anything, you need not get rid of anything for two reasons. One, there is nothing other than you. Second, you are not incomplete, you are complete. So that is the meaning of Sarvatma Bhava. So Pratyagatma Rupena you discover first the Brahman which is having these lakshanas to be told. Once we discover it as Sarvatma, the Pratyagatma, this Pratyagatma alone is Sarvatma. The self in me is the self in all, or the self in all is the self in me, or the self in me and all is itself is Brahma. Then only Paraprapti will happen. Supreme gain will happen. What is supreme gain there? Nothing is desired, nothing is done. Because everything is obtained. Like once they discover the 10th person, their own self, will there be any struggle anymore to again count and to again feel the missing of one person and to become frustrated? Imagine they stationed that place at the kinara of the river, going on counting for hours together. Who is the 10th fellow? When that Mahatma came and told, and each one discovered the 10th is himself only the missing person, all their samsara ends. They just keep moving ahead. Is it not? In the same way, what is the Paraprapti Lakshanam? The two stages of Paraprapti Lakshanam. One is Pratyagatma Bhava, which is already said in the second point. That Brahman will be told with these Lakshanas. These Lakshanas are not overlapping with anything else. That is the first point. Second, this Lakshana Brahma has to be discovered as Pratyagatma and Ananya. Point 2. Point 3, this Ananya Rupena discovered Pratyagatma Brahma should be found as the Sarva Atma also. In this way, the Upanishad Mata is going to develop the topic. Be alert right from the beginning. Then only the Paraprapti, the result which is assured, will be obtained. So, यत् परप्राप्ति लक्षणम उक्तम ब्रह्म विद्या फलम च ब्रह्मविदः यत् परप्राप्ति लक्षणम उक्तम तत् सर्वात्म भावः. Only in the Sarvatma Bhava achievement, Sarva Samsara Dharma Atita Brahma Swarupam Eva Na Anyatu. That Sarvatma Bhava is the discovery of the Brahman actually, experiencing ourselves with the Brahman actually, and only in that Brahma Anubhuti, what will happen? Sarva Samsara Dharma Atita. The samsara which only the jiva is there, that will be transcended. Samsara jiva ko hota hai because he thinks himself as parichinnam. Means is limited by deshakala vastu. Because he identifies the upadhis. Upadhis are always parichinnam. Samsara is to the jiva because he struggles with the world which is pratyaksham other than him, in front of him, tempting him or frightening him or threatening him. And again, samsara is only to the jiva because always waiting for the Lord to come and bless, and the Lord is taken as paroksham. So he is parichinna with regard to the world is pratyaksha to him, and the Paramatma is paroksha. Now, in the discovery of the Brahman, which is the Atma of everyone, Mera parichinnata gaya. I am no more limited now, I am infinite. उपाधियों में ही परिच्छिन्नता होती है. In the Brahma there is no limited, infinite Brahman is. When Brahman is infinite and that is me, is there the world in front of me as a pratyaksha jagat with which I have the attachments or hatreds or fightings, etc. That is gone. Then that pratyagatma Brahma, which is a Sarvatma, alone is the Ishvara also. He alone is the Devatas also in whatever the form you worship. Therefore, there is no expectation of the fear from them. So too, there is no expectation of the fear in the Jagat. There is no expectation or fear with myself. Oh, that is called samsara. That samsara is gone. This result is the one which is going to come. Means what? Till that result comes, don't think that the whole study of the Upanishad is completed or the sadhana is done. Now see all the three together. सारे जगत के विषय वस्तुओं के लक्षण से अलग लक्षण वाला ब्रह्म को हम प्रत्यगात्म रूप में जानने के बाद वही प्रत्यगात्मा सर्व आत्मा रूप में सर्वात्मक ब्रह्म के रूप में when we know it in that experience of my own self as the self of everything, the result should be the samsara should go away. Sarva samsara dharma atita brahma swarupameva na anyat. That experience is of that Brahman only, in which, because there are no any finitudes, any differentiations, any divisions of the knower and known or obtainer and obtained, etc., there is no samsara in that. Now it's very sublime it is. As we are so much given reality to the gross world and engrossed in the gross only throughout the day, throughout the life, to be able to comprehend about the presence of something beyond all these gross, subtle, and causal, and which is all pervading, and which is me, and which is reality, and on which all these three, how much ever they are appearing to be real, they are only projections. To understand it, it is taking time. That's why only when we detach from the sthula, there is a chance for our mana to become sukshma. Only in the Sukshma Mana that these subtle knowledges are hearable, understandable, acceptable. Only after that, in the deep meditation level, that understanding we experience as our own self. And from there, when you see the self alone is everywhere, there actually real. Like when you go little beyond the surface of the ocean, which has got millions of waves born, dancing, dying, fighting with each other. थोड़ा नीचे आप उस waves के जाओ सूक्ष्म में, what do you see is the undisturbed water alone. On the water's surface, for some reason, so many waves are created. When our attention is on the waves, we get agitated. But when you go beyond that, what do we see is wave water alone, and that water alone is there in all these waves also. In the same way, when we become subtler in our understanding and meditation and try to discover the Brahman, which is the Pratyagatma, which is the Sarvatma, we know that that alone is reality there behind all the Rupanama and in and through all the Rupanama also. It's a play of water in the form of waves which has no purpose of achieving something or losing something. It is only a play. In the play, there is no purpose. In the same way, pure Brahman in his own pristine glory is there, and himself with his Shakti is appearing in the form of this world, neither to gain nor to lose anything. An infinite will not do anything to lose or gain anything. If at all he does anything, it is only to express the glory of his infinitude. Whereas Jiva is in this limited bhavana, therefore everything is prestige for him. Everything is important for him. Through every thought, word, deed, he want to gain something or the other. Therefore, his life is struggle. But a Brahmagnani is nothing to lose or nothing to gain because his gain is already param, in which he discovers himself to be the self of all. There is nothing other than him to be feared about. There is nothing other than him to be gained up also, to be lost also. Whether it is a human beings, whether they are objects, and whether there are variety of the objects with all the beauties which were glorified so far because of their colors, etc., etc., all are found to be one Paramatma only. So in me, the Paramatma, all these are projected. Without me, they are not there. So when you discover the self, the value reality given to the projections, because of which we had the attractions and repulsions, they all wither away. They all just fade away. Like when you see a flower or fruit, so colorful it is. You just want to take that flower and put in front of the Lord or eat that fruit and satiate hunger. And you really went and touched that fruit or flower. Immediately you found that it is plastic. Not real. Will you still continue peeling the banana and eat it? So too, will you really take that flower and put in front of the Lord? It is not real. In the same way, all the world with which we are getting attracted and getting lost in samsara is not real. Reality is Parabrahma only. In the absence of the knowledge of the real Parabrahma, all of these are projected. So the colors of the fruit or the flower are projected on that plastic. And that fruit will never give you the taste if you really eat. It's a plastic. In the same way, there's a bliss in the self only, not in the projected world of names and forms and colors and sounds and beauties. But in the ignorance of the self, we imagine like that and we went on struggling. In every struggle of ours, the end result is struggle only, not the end of struggle by achieving what we want. Because what you want is not there in them. What you want is bliss, it is there only in the self. Remember this, we don't want objects. Through the objects, we want happiness. Let us come to this clarity. If you really want the object, not the happiness, then that object or person which is not giving happiness, we should not throw. We seek the things and beings only because they give us happiness. And we leave them because they stopped giving us happiness. Therefore, our seeking is really of happiness. And that happiness, pure, unconditional, is our own self. Through the objects, we are imagining that it is coming, but not so. Therefore, we are getting disillusioned in our every of the efforts. These are all the explanation to this point. Sarva samsara dharma vivarjita brahma eva. So, the phalaprapti, which is said as param, is obtained when the pratyagatma rupena discovered Brahman is discovered as Sarvatma. And that Sarvatma Brahma, when discovered in him, all the samsara dharma are not possible there. In that samsara, what are the dharmas? First of all, there should be sense of separation. Then there should be some qualities, values. Then there should be some attraction. Then there should be some planning to be done. Then some karma to be done to obtain it. ये सब संसार के धर्म होते हैं. संसार में something should be other than me, it should be attractive to me, then I must know how to obtain it and I should do the karma for it, then it should come to me, then I have to consume, then it gives happiness. Goal is happiness only in samsara as well as in spirituality. But in samsara, the happiness has so many conditions, so many dharmas. These are not there in the Brahma Vastu. It is not other than you. You are that already. Then all other things naturally removed. Only to the thing which is other than me, I have the likes and dislikes. Then only I'll struggle either to get it or get rid of it. So therefore, because everything is my own self, there is nothing other than me. There is no raga or dvesha, which are the samsara dharmas. And because of the raga dvesha only, we run towards the run to away. Those also are not there. Therefore, that is why it is called a paraprapti. Paraprapti is for two reasons. One is all the samsara dharma are gone away. Second, that anantata or ananda, which we are searching through the object so far, which we were disappointed so much, will be obtained here. संसार भी चला गया और संसार में जिस सुख शांति के लिए हम भटक रहे थे वो भी मिल गया. That's why it's called परप्राप्ति. सी शंकर भगवान जी का भाष्य को हम थोड़ा दिल दिमाग लगाकर पढ़ने से is not our understanding becoming subtler. Only when the understanding is subtle, we know what to achieve and what to do for it. Then only the spirituality. Otherwise, it is like samsara only. पढ़ तो रहे समझ में नहीं आ रहा, करूँ क्या अल्टीमेटली? देखो थोड़ा भजन करो, जप करो, पूजा करो और इमेजिन करो कि भगवान खुश होकर कुछ दे देंगे, चलो लेकर खुश हो जाओ. No, all of us live like that only. These are all true at one level, but the higher level में through the great deep intellectual inquiry, we will cut asunder all the misunderstandings. Thereafter, with the meditation on the lakshanas of the Brahman told, we discover it, the self as our own self. So for these three reasons, iti etat pradarsanaya esha rukka udahriyate. So the purpose of the this ruga is not only the first one to tell the lakshana of the Brahman, but also that lakshana should be other than the lakshana of the world, and the worldly lakshana should not be there in it. Its lakshana should not be there in the world. And this Satyam Jnanavanantam Brahma, which is being told, it has to be discovered as Pratyagatma, Ananya Rupena. It's not an intellectual understanding. It is you. That it's not an intellectual understanding that the person 10th who was missing is you. No, it is an Anubhuti. Then only there is relief for them. वही ना, तुम ही वो 10वां बंदा जिसको तुम मिस कर रहे हो. Is it an intellectual understanding or experience? It's me. In the same way, Satyam Jnanavanta Brahma Lakshana wala Brahma cannot be giving us the liberation or param if it is discovered as Anatma. It is discovered as Pratyagatma. Not only Pratyagatma, Pratyagatma लेने से संसार जाता है, लेकिन पर प्राप्ति चाहिए तो it should be known as Sarvatma also. So Pratyagatma Rupa Satchidananda Brahma, Sarvatma Rupa Satchidananda Brahma. Therefore, Samsara Dharma Vivarjita Satchidananda Brahma. Then only it is called as Param. In our experience, that is the goal of this Shruti. Shruti is not intellectually entertaining us. Vedanta, Shruti and Gurus, they are not the entertainers by giving information to us. No, they want to give us the experience of our own infinite Brahma Tattva so that we are freed from the finite Jivadi Samsara. Don't miss that. ब्रह्म विद्या जो उपनिषद का मेन थीम है फॉर ब्रह्म प्राप्ति एंड फ्रीडम फ्रॉम द अब्रह्म कॉल्ड एज ईश्वर जीव जगत. They're all projected, they're all imagined on the one truth, one reality, one supreme self. And becoming one with that. Becoming means what? Discovering that I am that is the goal. Now just that imagination itself is how sublime, how beautiful it is when I discover myself to be that Brahman, which is the self of all. Now instead of that, where am I now? Among the millions of the Rupanama of the Jagat, with one Panchakosha I am attached, which is so stupid, so useless, which is a result of all the karma, which has got so many limitations, fears, depths, diseases. With this one Panchakoshas, mainly even Deha, Tadatmi Hokar, and through this you want to achieve the infinite. Like a small हाथ से रो करने वाले बोट में बैठकर you want to cross the Pacific Ocean, the big oceans. You understand? This is main struggle. What we want is very good, the infinite happiness. But how we are trying for it is wrong. We are doing effort, putting effort in the limited world through the limited upadhis, the unlimited ananda and bliss. It will never succeed. We have to come to that conviction. What the life I am living today will never give me what I am seeking through that. If this realization doesn't happen, then I will not change my course of life from being absolutely worldly to be spiritual. That is what is the shouting of all the Upanishads when it says कि परीक्ष लोकान कर्मचितन ब्राह्मण निर्वेदमायात न अस्त्यकृत कृतेना. That is the meaning of when Arjuna says, I am in such a shoka that not only this world is given to me, even all the three worlds also given to me, still I feel my shoka is not going to go away. That is not the shoka because of gaining something or not gaining. That shoka because of the limitations felt because of identity with the upadhis. नहीं प्रपश्यामि मम अवनुद्यात् यत् शोकम उत्शोषणम इंद्रियाणाम अवाप्य भूमौ असपत्नम रुद्धम राज्यम सुराणाम अपचादिमध्यम. Therefore, the jiva struggle to be happy through the obtainment of the worldly things is all not correct struggle of the jiva. That fellow wants to discover his infinite self. Not knowing that this jiva identified with the Dehadi Upadi, which is me, trying to become fully happy with the limited things of the world. In the limited and uncontinuous things of the world, how the unlimited continuous happiness can come about? Should we not become this way subtle in our understandings and acceptances? This is the outcome of regular listening of Shastra. It won't reveal to you in the beginning days. In the beginning days, we are struggling even to sit in the class and avoid this sleep. शुरू में ऐसे ही होता है, क्लास में बैठते 1 घंटा नींद को काउंटर करने के लिए. इट्स ओनली आफ्टर 3 years 4 years when we listen with faith to guru, then we come to know little of it, then we understand the mind body has to be very alert, therefore I should live life like that, and then in the class allow the intellect to be filled with this knowledge, and when you inquire, then the clarities start coming up. So Sarvato Vyavruta Lakshana is a Brahma, Pratyagatma Rupa Brahma, Sarvatma Rupa Brahma, therefore Paraprapti Brahma, therefore Sarva Samsara Dharma Vivarjita Brahma. This is what is the theme of the entire second Valli. One is Sarvato Vyavruta Visheshana Lakshana Brahma. The Brahma Lakshanas are different from the Lakshana of the world. Second, that is to be described as Pratyagatma. Third, that alone is Sarvatma. Then only the Paraprapti happens. And the proof of Paraprapti is what? There is no more samsara. Otherwise, it's not called as Paraprapti. कुछ पाने के बाद और भी कुछ पाने का होता है तो उसको परप्राप्ति, how do you say? And samsara is that life where something is to be gained, something is to be gained all the time. कुछ तो पाकर अपने आप को कंप्लीट करना. This attitude and effort is called samsara, expressed in each jiva indifferently. The idea is same. That I am limited, I want to be unlimited, for that I need this or that. That whole concept and effort is called samsara. And why it is called as samsara samudra? It never ends, because the pursuit is in wrong direction. Is going on counting 1 2 3 4 now 10वां मिस हो गया, इधर से शुरू करो, बीच में you go on doing counting, you will never get the peace. That's called samsara. You want to find the peace. He knows that the peace will be found when the 10th person is found, and he thinks the 10th is among these only, and he going on counting. He is counting 9, 10th never comes, peace never comes to him. Never, as long as attending to the 9. He'll never have the 10th found, he'll never have the freedom from that samsara. Samsara. तो हम जिस अनंत आनंद को पाना चाहते हैं वो हम ही हैं. जिस 10वां बंदे को हम ढूंढ रहे, मैं ही हूं. Everybody realized. Before that, everybody were miserable because one is missing. And who was missing is himself only. He was not aware. Somebody told. Then everybody found themselves to be the one whom they were searching for. Then they are at peace and happiness. जिसकी खोज में मैं निकला वो मैं ही हूं. इसलिए भीतर देखो बंदे, बाहर कुछ नहीं. बाहर बंधन है, भीतर ही मोक्ष है. Still we are not yet convinced of it. Our vasanas, our extrovertedness still pulls us. That means the listening is not yet sufficient. Some more we have to listen. Some more we have to contemplate. And to listen more and contemplate more, we have to reduce our outer involvements, whether by our own choice we go or under others' compulsion. First, we stop going outside, but still the world pulls us under various obligations. And when we keep going, again the mind also wants, चल बाहर ही अच्छा चलते हैं, then अंदर जाना बंद हो जाता. इसलिए one life fully we have to decide never to open the eyes to look the world around. Close the eye and see the self inside. Thereafter, it's not only close the eye, the meditation, the self. अदरवाइज आंख बंद किया, ब्रह्म मिल गया, खोलते ही ब्रह्म भाग गया, ऐसा नहीं होता. At later on stage, wherever you are, it's an open-eyed meditation. Whatever you see is nothing other than the self or the Brahman. And for that people, they don't need to sit anywhere because they are reveling Brahman only. है ना, बैठकर ध्यान करने की जरूरत नहीं होती है. जहां भी है वो आप ध्यान में. यत्र यत्र मनोयाति तत्र तत्र समाधयः. So in this explanation of the Lakshana of the Brahman, when discussion will be explained to us. Keep these three things in mind. The Lakshana are unique to Brahman, they are not overlapped, and that is to be discovered as Pratyagatma, and that alone has to be discovered as Sarvatma. Then you can see the Paraprapti experience. Therefore, the proof of all that is Sarva Samsara Dharma Vivarjitaha. There is no samsara as we had earlier of feeling ourselves parichinna, taking the world as pratyaksha, and knowing the Bhagavan as paroksha, and then frustrated within because I am parichinna and want something from the world to the pratyaksha, and begging the Lord also is parok. All these samsara. अब क्या मांगोगे भगवान से? क्या है मांगने को आपके अलावा? If I am asking God something, means I am in ignorance only. Anything else? Only one thing we have to ask God, that by knowing or gaining which nothing remains to be known or gained. Bhagavan says, it is your own self, infinite self. I myself as an Ishvara, Avatara, the Guru, also are the part of that self which is in you only. देखो मजा उस बात का. ईश्वर गुरु जीव ये सारे एक ही परमात्मा के व्यक्तिकरण है. That Parabrahma I am. Then the parokshata is not there with the Lord, therefore no beggary or fear. Pratyakshata is not there with the Jagat, therefore there is no likes and dislikes and frustration with the Jagat. Parichinnata is not there, therefore there is no always fear. Yeah, I am limited in time, limited in place. As a Deha, you are limited, but you are not Deha. You are the Atma. Atma is unlimited in infinite. Where is the Parichinna Bhava? Sense of separation from the Lord, sense of otherness, the world, sense of limitation with ourselves. This is called as samsara, born out of the ajnana of the Brahma or Atma. When the Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana in Anubhava, when it comes, these three will go away. Sense of separation from Lord, sense of otherness with the world, sense of limitation with ourselves. Parichinnata, Pratyakshata, Parokshata. We are all in that now. Why all that? Because of idea with the Dehadi. And so many proofs are there. Deha is continuously changing. But I am there in that constantly. Earlier life, which Deha was, they don't know. Aage kya hoga, pata nahi. And every day when we sleep, there is no Deha at all. And in dream, many other Dehas we are taking up. All those things should help us, which we all studied in the Mandukya Karika Ityadi. All those things should tell us to clearly first to understand and accept that this Deha alone is not me. And Deha is not me only. Not even me, not even mine. But they can ये practice करके हम यही हम हैं ऐसे हम बैठ. Like the person who buys a car every day, सुबह शाम कार में जाता, as if there are no hundreds of cars in the world. फंस ही जाता है वो. In the same way, we are identified with this and we imagine this alone is ours. This alone is me. That day when we intellectually are able to apprehend, understand, accept that Deha is given to me, I am in the Deha as a Jiva doing sadhana, but Deha is neither me, not me, neither mine, not me. If that clicks in any day, मान लो कि 50% sadhana हो गया. The whole problem is Dehosmi. Because all sadhana can be done only in the waking plane, but the whole waking plane is consumed by all the activities and indulgences which are springing from the identity that Aham Dehosmi. If this clicks to us, I am not this Deha. By God's grace, somehow one day it should happen. And the entire gross world will have no meaning to me. Because all of them are meaning from this only. Then real inquiry starts. If I am not Deha, then who am I? Then a conditional expression at the intellectual level, Jiva. That also is pseudo. In the ignorance only, all that mechanism happening. But in the wisdom of the Brahman, there is no Maya in it. There is no reflection of Chaitanya in that to make it as a Ishvara at the total level or Jiva at the individual level. These are all at our level of Jiva Bhava explanations given to us. But when you reach to the Absolute, they are not there, not required. If at all they are only imaginary projection, not real at all. मजा आता है वो स्थिति जब एक बार हमको मिलता है तो. So let us pray to Bhagavan to give us quickly the understanding that Naham Dehosmi. So that to the entire gross world our value given goes away, then we can start becoming introverted. on the seat of meditation. Thank you. Om, 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 Om. Don't miss morning class. Patiently, slowly, प्यार से ही हम समझने का कोशिश करेंगे. थोड़ा तो जरूर आएगा. Keep up that faith in the Guru Parampara and God who are trying to make us understand through these classes. मेरे को तो ये भावना है. If we continue this class, if not today, some other day, that understanding and conviction will come. अगर कोशिश ही छोड़ दिया तो कभी भी नहीं आएगा समझ. This is the only way by which we can understand, if not today, tomorrow. If this way is left out, then we will never give a chance to ourselves to understand. Never leave the Upanishad class. Those who are coming regularly, come what may. I can give you whatever the thing I have for you as a Shiksha Dakshina. Not Shishya. You are not my Shishya. I am not your Guru. Shrota Dakshina. है कि नहीं? जो भी मैं दे सकता हूँ ले लो, लेकिन क्लास मत छोड़ना. क्लास छोड़ोगे तो खल्लास हो जाएगा जिंदगी का. नहीं छोड़ोगे तो क्लासिक बन जाएगा. Thank you. Let us spend 20 minutes for our Yoga Darshana Adhyayanam.